Should be a schus for you and your whole family. We're going to talk today about the practical details of Micheras Chametz, selling Chametz. Could you rely upon it? Just what's the basic gist of what's going on? Anybody here okay with selling like everything? Chametz, selling it all? 100%? Whiskeys, a piece of bread, just sell it all? Anyone not makbid not to sell that type of stuff?
Yeah, I just sell whiskey.
Sell whiskey? Anybody makbid open and closed? Anybody have that minhag?
All the same value.
What? All the same value. Okay, so what is the basic deal with Micheras Chametz? So there's a mitzvah saseh to get rid of your chametz called tashbisu. The mitzvah to get rid of your chametz before Chatzos, Erev Pesach, really an hour before Chatzos Midrabanan, to get rid of all your chametz. Make sure you don't have it in your house. If you owned it after that, you're over on the law of Bal Yirah, Bal Yamatzah as well. You're not allowed to own chametz on Pesach. You're not allowed, of course, eat chametz, but you cannot have any ownership of chametz on Pesach. Okay? One of the ways of pulling this off, there are a couple ways. Really, all you need to do midaraisa is one easy thing before Pesach. Just go like this. All my chametz is batel, like exact words, like it says in the siddur, like the dust, batel, like the dust of the ground. That's it. If you say those words on a Torah level, you finish completely everything you need to do before Pesach. Just say, everything in my house, the whiskey, the chametz, it's all like the dust of the ground. Anybody who wants can take it and you're good to go. Really, that's all you need, bittul. However, came along the D'Rabbanan and say, okay, very nice. First of all, you might not do it b'leiv shalom. A lot of guys have a lot of whiskey in their house, or good pieces of bread, or whatever else it is. You might not do it b'leiv shalom. Right? Also, second of all, you might come to eat it. You're so used to drinking whiskey and eating chametz or a bagel, even if you say this big fancy bittul, you still might come to eat it. So Chazal said, it's not enough to do bittul. So you either have two options. Either you search and destroy as well, bedika, and get rid of it, mamish get rid of it, or you sell your chametz. Those are the two options that you have. And we do all three just in case. We do all three. We do bittul, we also search and destroy, and we also sell our chametz. Okay? These are all the three different things. Mechira has been done for a very long time. It's not a new thing. It's not like one of these brand new inventions. And the Shulchan Aruch says you're allowed to do it as well. Shulchan Aruch says it. There's no question about this. The problem is, why is it such a, people are very skeptical about it. Does it work? Does it not work? Could you rely upon it? The reason is because you need to have a real kinyan. It's not a joke. The guy has to really be able to acquire your chametz from you. It's not like, it's easy. He has to have a real kinyan. And there are different rules with kinyanim. Different rules, and there's a very big controversy which kinyanim work, especially with a guy. Especially with a guy. Okay? Not all kinyanim that work with Jews work with a guy. So you need to have a very specific kinyanim with a guy. And it's not so pasha which one it is. And if you don't do it right, you still own chametz on Pesach, and you can't even eat it afterwards because chametz shavuot Pesach is asur. So you really, really have to make sure the mechira works. It's not so pasha it does. One of the reasons it's difficult, because when the Shulchan Aruch speaks about a guy owning your chametz or buying it from you, is you actually went with the guy and he took it from you. He acquired it from you through Meshicha or Hagbah. He actually took it from your possession. Nowadays, we leave it in our houses. The guy doesn't even take it. So it makes it very, very problematic if the kinyan works or not. It's really not pashut. In Europe, they started doing it a lot because people owned whiskey businesses. It was a big hefsid, a huge loss of money for them if they get rid of it. And they needed to rely on the mechira. It was something that had to be done. Like a guy's whole business could be destroyed. So eventually it started happening and it became the minhag hayom to rely on the mechira. And nowadays, it is something you could rely upon. It's been done for years. Even though there are a lot of holes in it, Lamaisa is the minhag hayom to rely on it. But still, there's a minhag not to sell chametz gomer. Because that is like, especially if you don't need to. The guy's a loaf of bread in his freezer, right? Why not just get rid of it? Why not, you're relying on so many things. You have a lot of whiskey, it's a hefsid, but like a piece of bread in your freezer, just throw it out. So therefore it became a minhag that people don't sell chametz gomer. throughout my whole life, my family, we do sell chametz gomer. I grew up like that. When I went through the Indian, again, a lot of times you learn about something. I'm not saying to be machmer, but when you learn about the Indian, you see the holes in it, then you pick up yourself. You know what? I'd rather not. So I try myself to get rid of all my chametz gomer, real chametz. Whiskey, depends how much whiskey I have. Depends. Some years I get rid of it. Some years I keep it.
I'll take it.
What? You'll take it? So it really, either one is fine. You're okay, whatever you end up doing. To make sure there's no issues with the mechira, we don't want people to do their private mechiras. Don't go over to a guy next door and say, "Chasei my chametz." You don't know what you're doing. There's a lot that goes into it. There are different kinyanim. You have to know the timing. We do not want people doing their own private mechiras. So what we do now is that a Rav does the mechira for you. And you give him a power of attorney to sell your chametz. When we're going to write a shtar with a Rav, you're not selling your chametz to the Rav. Okay, the Rav has no shaykhs to selling. You're not selling it to him. You're giving him the ability to do whatever he wants with your chametz. Whatever. I'm in charge, or whatever, whoever the Rav is, to be in charge of your chametz, to take care of it as he sees fit. It's called a POA, and you designate somebody. In every shir, there's an Indian to give some money to him to make it official, that it's a mamish, the same way you pay for any attorney, you don't know he does anything free. Anything you can do to make it real. If it's a joke by a person, some people say, yeah, whatever. It's a huge problem. You have to really, it's like as if you're selling anything else in life. You have to sell it b'mechira b'leiv shalim. And therefore we take it very seriously. They put out new stars this year. The Beis Din Meisharim, they said it all Rabbanim. It's getting fancier and fancier, all legalities in terms like, who cares? Like, we know what it is. No. It's very, very serious that can be enforced, even in a secular Beis Din, a secular court, and be able to take away your chametz, take away whatever else it is in your house. It's not a joke at all. And we'll do everything possible to make it serious. One of the reasons why, last year I did the shir, and we did Micheras Chametz here. Everyone had a 4, it was easy. It was a great move. Why am I making every person? And it was a huge mistake, because people didn't know what was going on. It wasn't like official. People wrote the wrong things. People were calling me afterwards. It just takes 15 minutes, but just to speak it out, like when you're leaving, what time, what are you selling, where's your chametz? People didn't remember their office. It was a mistake to do it as on a grand scale. It was easier because everyone's just right here, but it's much better to do it privately. It takes a few minutes and just discuss it. Sometimes you do an earlier mechira, later mechira, your wife's things. Oh, I forgot about my wife's work. We want everything to be very detailed. Where you're leaving in your house, and make sure that it's official as possible. You're supposed to itemize the chametz that you have as much as possible to make it real. Same way I'm doing a kinyan with somebody. You don't say, yeah, I'm selling you whatever. No, I'm itemizing. I have whiskey here. I have chametz here. To the best of your ability to itemize what you're selling and which locations they're in. The mechira has about 7 or 8 kinyanim that we do, because we don't know which kinyan works. Just to go through a list, I'm not going through all the kinyanim. We do a kinyan chazaka. We do like an action to acquire it. There's a kinyan chatzar, like the actual place. We rent the place where the chametz is. Okay, besides for selling the chametz, we also rent the location underneath the chametz. So let's say a guy says, I want to sell, I'm leaving for Pesach, I don't want to check my entire house. Okay, you don't sell your house. You're going to be renting your house and selling the chametz that's in there. We don't buy the house. We rent it. So you're renting the locations, especially if you don't want to do the chametz. What?
Same with like cars.
Cars, if you're, same thing, you'll be renting it to the guy to have access. The guy doesn't, when it comes to a rental, believe it or not that the guy can live in your house. The rental is, he can use it for storage. He's not allowed to live in your house. He can rent your house. If anybody's, by the way, renting themselves, if someone's right now a renter, doesn't own their house, there's a shal in Allah, you're allowed to rent it, sub-rent. Especially if it's in your contract, you're not allowed to sublease a house. So there are people that call their landlords and say, can you give me rishus to rent out my house to a guy? It's better to do that. Other places can say, he of course would want you to do that. You don't have to ask him. Some people say if your owner's a guy, then it's even more problematic, and you should really ask him if you're allowed to rent it.
Is that better?
What?
He owns the house.
The guy?
Yeah.
No, but you right now are renting, so you have the ownership of it. So you have to sublease it if you don't want to check.
If you rent out your full house,
Yeah.
let's say somehow you come back by mistake, you're there walking.
Oh, if you rent out, this is Shiloh comes up. We'll take a break and talk about this for a second. It's very negir. Once your house is rented out for Pesach, you're not allowed to go, or the rooms, you're not supposed to be in those rooms. First of all, it's not yours to be there. He has the rishus of that area now. And second of all, you might come to eat something. So unless you have to go in for a second to go get something, you're not supposed to walk into those areas. Now, a lot of people here, including myself, might be in their homes past Chatzais when you're not supposed to be there, especially if you're renting out areas of your house. So that's another reason I want to do it privately, because you're going to write in your shtar that you want the guy to give you access to the house a little bit longer than the time. Can I still be in that? Even though it's your facility right now, can I still hang out there, take a shower, whatever I need to get ready for Yom Tov? Could I do that? And also, you want to make sure that the places you are planning on hanging out Erev Pesach, especially if you're taking a shower, like still getting dressed, they shouldn't have any like chametz that you see. So let's say you're renting out your whole house, but you still want to be in your house past Chatzais. There can't be areas in your house where there's like real chametz being seen, because you might come to eat it, and it's asur midaraisa. So number one, we have to write in your contract you want to have access to the house, and second of all, we have to make sure those rooms you want to hang out in don't have chametz for those couple of hours where you're taking a shower or getting dressed. We can talk about that privately, each guy. So you do kinyan that, kinyan chatzar, kinyan shtar, give a document, kinyan sudar, we do like a chalipin with them, kinyan situmto, we do like a handshake, which is like, and we do aidisa, we admit that it's his. We do a lot of different kinyanim, okay? It's like many kinyanim, and this way, if one of them has got to work, that the guy has now owned all your chametz. People don't love the fact that we do this huge public mechira, makes it into a joke. Who here would sell thousands and thousands of dollars of chametz in like just like a random big cohesive mechira with some random guy out there, right? Very, very schwer. But Lamaisa, again, we do rely upon it, and it's okay. So you have to know what things are chametz gomer, what things are not. If you're makbid, you could ask me when we do the mechira. I'll tell you what things you could sell. If you're makbid and not to sell everything, what things you could, what things you can. Another thing is we want the guy to have access. So therefore, you have to give your combination or key, or where you can get a key from, or where he can call you. Somebody told me from Rabbi Heineman in Baltimore that he tells the guy to go into one or two homes to make it real. Okay, he tells the guy, walk into that guy's house and take a bottle of whiskey.
You're not gonna do that?
Maybe we should enforce it this year. Think about it. Just not my house. But you want it to be, he's allowed to fishy take, whatever it is. The guy owns it. By the way, it's not an automatic buyback. If he decides he wants to keep it, it's his. It's not like, what? Sure. The way it works is, when we do the mechira, he makes what's it called? A first payment, a down payment. He gives $50. This is what happens. He gives $50, and we tell him, if you still want to buy it after Pesach, continue on with your purchase. We'll make a final assessment, and you can keep buying, paying in installments for the rest of your life type of thing to pay for this. If you don't want to pay, then we'll give you, we'll just cancel the mechira and buy it back from you. But not cancel that retroactively. We'll buy it back from you. You don't have to go through with the mechira. He could technically go ahead with it. If there's anything, if he's forced that he has to sell back to, it's not a good mechira. Right. Yeah, it's not. It's up to him. If Hitaka says he wants the whole thing, but which guy is going to buy now $1 million of chametz? It's very schwer for a guy to do this. I saw the guy also. He is not buying all your chametz. This guy, yeah.
He owns the house also.
He rents the house, but he's paying for the rental. He's paying for the rental to store the chametz.
If he doesn't have the ability to buy it, he doesn't have the money for it.
Yeah.
He can't afford it either way, so there's no chance that he can buy it.
Well, he could buy in installments throughout time. He could take all your chametz, sell it, and get the money. Right? He's able to do whatever he wants with the chametz. He has access to it. He has value. It's not like he's buying like something that all of it's worth money.
So the rest, it has to be a real, meaning when you give the value of the funds, it has to be a more or less real value.
Yeah, yes, you have real value. Right, and that's why I thank you. You're going to write on your shtar a lot of times how much money you think you have, because you want to make sure it makes sense. I have $1,000 of chametz. By the way, you'd be surprised. I find this every time. People think you have tons of chametz. It's like, write them out. The guy's like, maybe like 10,000, 15,000. Okay, if you went through your house, you probably have $300. Okay, there's like a couple of things of noodles. You have like 2 loaves of bread or things like that, Cheerios, and like your whiskey, guys. I have a lot of whiskey. Okay, let's go to your whiskey cabinet, okay? Okay, could be some guys do, I'm not sure. It's like 2, 3 bottles. Well, you guys have a lot more than that? I'm not sure.
Only a fry.
What, a fry? How much do you have?
I finished.
You're finished? $1,000? How much whiskey do you think you have? Okay, whatever. Make sure you think about other...
15 minutes.
What?
He needs more than
50 minutes? Other locations as well. If you have an office, if you have a summer home, if you have, I don't know, your wife has a workplace, whatever else it is, if you have older children, no, I don't think anybody's in that category right now, but if you have older teenagers that are in dorms or have other places, you also have to make sure you sell their chametz as well. And that is a story. So just
It's not your chametz. You're in an office that
Yeah.
is your company. then
But if you have a designated office,
you have office snacks that you stock, and
Yeah.
there's chametz. So
Like in your drawer, you have like.
if you have your office, that's your space,
for the items.
yes, you have to sell that. Sell them.
Yeah.
If it's
I
your,
can't rely on the companies with your and just clean it out.
oh, I don't know if there's a bigger company here, then that's fine. I don't know what the amounts it is.
They can tell you that you're responsible for your office.
Yeah.
I know.
Friday.
Right. Could be.
I'll know if they're here, but tell you when you're responsible.
Right. One other thing, you just reminded me of something else, and that is about the Mechira. What was the one other thing somebody just reminded me of? Forgot what I wanted to say. Mechira, the itemizing. Yeah, if you're planning on leaving earlier, there's a 13th Mechira, okay? I'll talk to you privately about that. If a guy's going out of town, he's leaving before Leil B'dikas Chametz, there's a thing to sell your Chametz earlier, and there's also a Shaila. I'll just say the Shaila and with this. It's a Shaila. And if you're leaving early, you know this thing. If you plan on not being home on Pesach, and you don't want to check the night on Leil B'dikas Chametz, right, because you're selling everything, there's a big question, because you're right now at the Leil B'dikas Chametz in your house. You're saying, I don't want to check everything here, because I plan on selling it. Yeah, but right now it's not sold, so it's yours. And there's a Chiyuv B'dika on all these rooms. So, how can you say, no, I'm selling it? So some Achronim say, the fact that I'm selling it tomorrow is a form of a B'dika, right? I know what I'm doing, I'm making sure this whole house is okay. So because I'm selling it tomorrow, therefore I don't need to do B'dikas Chametz now. Other Achronim say, no. Right now you have a Chiyuv. You're selling it tomorrow. I don't care what you're doing tomorrow. Right now you have a Chiyuv. It's a Machlekes Achronim. You definitely could be lenient. A lot of people are lenient. But if the guy tells me he's going out of town, going to, I don't know, to whatever else it might be, so then you might as well do an earlier Mechira and get out of the Shiloh of selling it the 13th and not the 14th.
Just do early B'dika.
Early B'dika? You don't want to do B'dika. You're not interested.
You make a bracha then?
Some people don't want to do B'dika. Oh, thank you. That's the other thing. If you're renting out your whole house, thank you, and you're not being home Leil B'dikas Chametz, you still are supposed to be Leil B'dikas Chametz. Either leave one room for yourself, just one room in your house, and say, this house room I'm not selling. Check the room. It could be any bedroom. It could be whatever else you want. Or rent out your whole house, and you go to your in-laws or your parents. Tell your parents, your in-laws, I'm in charge of my room where I'm staying. And it's takazach like that. Some people give $1 to rent it. Here's $1. I'm responsible for my room. Be yetsu with the bracha. It's shad to make a bracha. Be yetsu with the balabas.
You want me to clean it too.
Yeah, of course, clean it. Clean the room. I'm responsible to check it and be yetsu with his bracha and do the b'dikas chametz in that house. If you have any questions, let me know if I forgot
Someone
something.
just mentioned
Yeah.
someone has to live in, and their room.
Prime, you sell real chametz, whiskey?
Do you have to sell it in their room? They have whatever they want in their room.
If anybody wants to moisturize, I'll take it.
The guy is his room,
Yeah,
their room.
Their room.
I don't trust it.
Right, in their room.
I have a problem. I'll tell you right now. My brother's the last.